Hey guys, so this is kind of like vlog style. This is a little bit different, but we made a movie review for Blue Valentine, which is one of my most favorite movies. Just finished a review and it's like a live discussion type of deal. Please check out Jorrell's YouTube account. He's a reactor, reviewer. He does albums, music reviews, he does movie reviews, TV and all of that, and does the reactions and everything. He's hilarious, funny, very smart. And we just did this discussion, which is it's probably going to be super long, and he's going to be editing it, and so shout out to that, because like I can't even imagine editing that long video. So thank you, Jorrell, and thank you for that discussion. And so I hope you guys watch this. I hope you enjoy it. It's really long, but it's worth it. If you haven't seen it, please, if you haven't seen Blue Valentine yet, go watch it. It's my favorite movie, but I tell you, it doesn't matter who you are, you will love it. Ryan Gosling is in it, Michelle Williams, and it's just such a beautiful love story and a story of what real love is. And Derek Cianfrance does an amazing job. He also directed The Place Beyond the Pines, and he's one of my favorite directors. So please check it out, and I hope you guys enjoy this review.
What's going on, YouTube? That intro is probably not gonna last. Having stomach cramps. But anyways, so we are about to review a movie that was recommended. I am sweating. Recommended by this fellow woman here. It's a movie that I just saw for the first time, ironically, called Blue Valentine. And she's going to help me with the review here. So, Aman, how is it going?
Hi, it's going great. I'm excited. Are you okay though?
I'm good. I had that intro in mind for a while back, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna
work. Just put that in. It has to go. It's gonna work.
Got me sweating. I am sweating. But so here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna do a spoiler-free section, and then we're gonna do a spoiler-filled. So let's start with this is gonna be kind of shorter, but start with a spoiler-free section of Blue Valentine by Derek Cianfrance. Yeah. So, who suspiciously looks like Ryan Gosling. But spoiler-free thoughts of the film. Oh man, I think the best. Well, it stars Michelle Williams and Ryan Gosling. They play a couple named Dean and Cindy, and it's kind of like a chronicle of their whole relationship. Not in the sense that like it chronicles their whole lives, sort of like a Benjamin Button sort of thing, but it's kind of like 500 Days of Summer, where you kind of get a good arc, a good gist of their relationship. But the best way I can describe it is that it's kind of like a beautiful emotional horror film, kind of wrapped with like a romantic drama bow on top. Your thoughts on spoiler-free description?
Well, I recommended this to you because I thought you would like it. So I think most people would actually really enjoy this film. It is one of my favorite movies, 100%. It's beautiful, it's haunting. It leaves you with just this feeling of almost brokenness, actually. So it's not as like 500 Days of Summer, where it says this is not a love story. It starts off saying something along those lines. Mm-hmm. This is a love story, but a real life love story. It's not sugar-coated at all. It's beautiful. There's happy moments, there's sad moments, it's just real life. And I would say, if you have not seen this movie, please go and watch this movie. You can find it anywhere. It's a few years old now, I think, several years. And Derek Cianfrance, he made Place Beyond the Pines, and so he's a wonderful director. And Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, they do like just beautifully. They do so well in this movie. I can't, I'm just like, I want to say
Spoilers?
yeah, I mean, it's just there's, oh God, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
For me, I can watch it over and over. I know you you can't, because it's left you with that feeling of, oh God. But it's one of those nostalgic movies for me.
Yeah, it's I guess sort of to wrap up. I mean, for me, it's like I said, she recommended it to me, and somehow I missed it, which is weird because Place Beyond the Pines was a really big movie for me. So I don't know how I missed this one. I think it's from 2010, but for me, it's an easy 10 out of 10. I mean, it's I've never quite seen anything like it. I mean, it's maybe the most vivid. Well, I mean, Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind may forever be my favorite romance movie, just because it's just like a perfect balance of like dark and light themes put together. Whereas this is just grim. Like, be warned, this is not the movie that kind of just like casually watch. Like, hey babe, what's a movie that's out right now? Like The Secret Life of Pets. This is not a movie that like you come from that and you and your significant other love it. Like, hey, let's watch this movie, Dress. That was great. No, don't do that. don't you dare do that, because this movie is devastating. It is depressing. It is bleak. It is grim. I'm just gonna stop there. But it's a 10 out of 10 though. It's very similar to like kind of like 12 Years a Slave, which I know some of you are like, what? But you know, 12 Years a Slave is a very raw, unflinching kind of picture, and this is very similar in that light. I mean, it's heavy shit, to say the least. But I highly recommend it because it's a work of art, honestly. I don't know if I can ever watch it again, but it's a work of art. So, final thoughts, spoiler free?
Yeah, I mean, just watch it. But I mean, you making it sound like you're just gonna have nightmares.
It's rough.
You know what? I agree. Some people they'll enjoy it, but they'll be left with, man, I don't think I can do it again. And then some people like me who just like to feel sad and depressed. You're gonna like it, and you're gonna enjoy the moments. Has a lot of great moments throughout the film, and you'll want to maybe go back and watch it over, at least the moments.
Okay. And your rating of the film?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Oh, and by the way, yes, for this film, watch the trailer. I know sometimes I say don't watch the trailer. You should watch the trailer for this film. Yeah. I think there's only one, if I'm not mistaken. But just watch the main one on YouTube or something, because that trailer, it's the one where Ryan Gosling is singing throughout. Watch that one, because it's actually fantastic. And it's a perfect idea of what to expect, I guess. But let's stop there and switch over to the spoiler-filled section of the film. And okay, let's start there. Spoiler-filled. I guess, man, I'm not sure how I want to try to break this down. I guess maybe we could just stop or start with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams. I think that their performances and chemistry in this film is unprecedented. Like, not only is this the best performance from Ryan Gosling that I've ever seen, but like the emotional depths to their performances are kind of startling, to be honest with you. I mean, it blows my mind. There's one section where it's like a flashback when he's singing that song, and like the next thing that you see is them in the future room, and he's balded and it kind of looks deranged a little bit, and they're just staring at each other. Wow. But yeah, your thoughts on their performances and chemistry as actors?
Yeah, they have great chemistry. I know that where I think Derek Cianfrance, the director, he wanted, I believe, and then this I could be totally 100% wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. They basically filmed this in like a month, and they they lived together. They had Frankie, the little girl who plays the daughter. They had Ryan and Michelle kind of live together. They would go home at nighttime because Michelle Williams has her daughter. And they all had lives, but they had to live together. They did birthdays. So they were trying to make this, I think that's why it feels so raw, like you said, so real. And that they just, it does seem like they're married. It seems like a couple, especially like even when they show flashbacks of when they were young and they meet, you feel like, man, I felt that way once with my ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or whatever. You're like, I understand those feelings, those butterflies. And then when we see cut to now and they're just like stressed with bills, kids and jobs and all this, it's just so real. And I think it is both of their best performances, in my opinion. Just their chemistry alone, at least together, they work great together, actually. So
yeah, it was man, it was powerful stuff. I guess let's talk about like the way the film is structured next, because that kind of took me off guard. I didn't anticipate the story to be so kind of broken in terms of time. Like the beginning of the film is I mean, granted it's kind of like the present day, but it's also like a flash forward as well. Like it's sort of, we're kind of near the end potentially of the relationship, where the movie starts with Ryan Gosling waking up on the couch and he goes outside to find out that Frankie's discovered that the dog has gone missing, which I describe this film as an emotional horror film. The beginning of this film almost starts like an actual horror film with the cinematography and stuff. Like I just thought, I don't know, did you get any of those vibes? Like it felt like they could have gone back in the house and a poltergeist could have started throwing stuff around.
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I do get that feeling of something's wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different type of opening to a movie.
Yeah, or even, the two of them when they officially meet, that doesn't happen until like 30-ish minutes into the movie when both characters meet for the first time. So the way that they played with time, I thought was pretty fascinating. Any other thoughts for the structure?
I have it's similar thoughts as you. It's definitely, it bounces all over the place where, and it executed very, very well with going. So there's that scene where Ryan Gosling is young and he sees Cindy for the first time, but they don't actually show it. They just show him looking outside the door and his attention is being caught. And then it cuts to, now I think they're in the future room, or it's the present time. Mm-hmm. And so they'll do stuff like that, and they'll not freeze frame, but they'll stop it, and then it'll go. So it's very wonderfully done. I think it's not choppy. Like it could be choppy and like what's going on. I don't know where we're at, I guess, but I think you keep up with the timeline pretty much. So it's not confusing.
Yeah, even though the narratively is sort of broken, it is easy to follow, for sure.
Yeah.
It's almost like the past and the present are treated with the right amount of exposure, I suppose, or spotlight. They both get highlighted well, I suppose. So that was a really cool take. It just occurred to me with this movie that, like, I kind of have a thing for movies that are told in like a non-linear manner, like this, like say Memento or 500 Days of Summer, stuff like that. I don't know why. It's probably just because my memory does not work A to B. It's more like Z and then B and then like F, and yeah, like my memory is sort of scattered brained and whatnot. But what else to talk about? I guess you could go into the music, because I've only seen the movie once, And kind of like skimming through to get ready for this review, some musical notes started to stand out. And you've seen the film a few times, so I think it would be better for you to describe your thoughts on the music in the movie.
The music is one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. I have like my movie soundtrack playlist, which I don't know why I always bring this up, but I do. Because every movie that I enjoy usually has a great soundtrack. So I will look for the songs and I just put it down there. And I believe it's I don't know, Grizzly Bear, I think is the artist or the band. They do a lot of the songs in the movie.
Oh.
I think it's called Grizzly Bear. If not, or it could be the song name, but I'm pretty sure that's the band's name. It's just, like I said, it's nostalgic every single time. That little, I think I put it in my notes, where it's at the 12-minute mark of the movie. That's when we hear the first note of just the beautiful score of the whole film. Like it always, and I forget if it's the part where it's young Ryan Gosling, and then the score comes on, and it's like, oh, you feel like.
Are you talking about the scene where oh man, I've only seen this once, people, but I think you're talking about the scene. It's where he comes back, or it's when he's talking to that black guy about I think she's like the one, or like, can you fall in love on at first sight or whatever, that song. Because it's in that area, yeah. Is it? Okay, because there is like a theme, if you will, that plays during that moment that is fantastic. It's so haunting.
Yeah.
And like you see him sitting. That's one of my favorite shots, by the way, with him sitting by the river with the bridge in the background, and he's got the hoodie on. My God, it's so good. It's like a perfect. It's actually in my background right now, but it's a perfect shot. And he's talking about, can you fall in love on first sight? And like, dude's just like, oh man, you just need to have sex or something like that. that'll knock it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you, actually. Okay. Did you? And this is a pretty important key question right here. Did you laugh when Michelle Williams was telling that joke, the child molester joke?
Yeah, I did.
Because I almost peed my pants, because like the movie is so serious, it's so grim, that when she started telling that joke, I like uncontrollably laughed. Every time I've seen it, actually, because I kind of forget the angle of the joke or exactly how it goes, but oh man.
That's funny that you bring that up, because if you watch that scene again, I swear to you, an extra, I don't even know if they were an extra or they were just on the bus, someone laughs at the joke, and yeah. Ryan looks to the guy and just laughs too, and like he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't. It was a really real moment. Like, it just seems so real. It just happened. It probably was improvised. Who knows?
Maybe, but it sucks because like I have like a dark sense of humor, so I just thought it was complete. Do you?
Yeah.
It killed me. It killed me. It was perfect. I guess this would be a good time to talk about our favorite scenes in the film. Mine, I think, second favorite scene would definitely be the shot of Ryan Gosling sitting by the bridge. I mean, that's just like, it looks like a high-end photo shoot or something. Like, I can't believe that was just a scene for the movie. It blows my mind. The cinematography is extraordinary. But
yeah,
my favorite scene is 100% where he's singing that song with the guitar. Just that, because a lot of the scenes in the past, or maybe all the scenes in the past, I could be wrong, but most of them are shot in one take with no edits. which I love no-take sequences. So that scene kind of just melts in my mind. Like, you kind of have Michelle Williams reciting this song, like kind of reciting like all the names of the presidents, and then him like singing, and then her dancing, and then remembering their lines, and then it's just so much magic was captured in that one scene. But I guess your thoughts on that scene and your favorite moments?
Yeah. Well, I feel like that scene is probably, especially since it's in the trailer, it's such, I mean, obviously the director knew what he was doing, because that does pull you right in to the movie, and you're like, I want to see what this is about. I love that scene too. It's, again, yeah, like you said, it is like one shot. I don't know how she remembered all the presidents' names. Like, I don't know how many times, like, I couldn't believe. And then Ryan Gosling, he does have a very good voice, actually. And I think he has some music too. Like, he's in a, or was in a band, or is in a band, something like that. So he did a great job with that. And I think I was saying that, like, that scene was so funny because he's like, let's go stand there behind the flowers, and he said, no, in front of the flowers. So he kind of goofed up, but it fit with the scene, like, because of the nerves. Like, when you're on a first date, or you're on a date with a girl or a guy that you like, you feel nervous, and you say something silly, or you feel like you look silly, and they played that so well. Michelle just kind of hopping about like a young girl, and Ryan kind of fumbling on his words, and I love that scene too. God, I love I don't know, favorite scene of mine.
Yeah, favorite scene of mine. Favorite or scenes.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, I can't stress this enough of how much I love this movie. Like, I love this movie, just everything about it, and I think
it is quite perfect.
I think that I love there. Okay, so I guess the two scenes are, well, when he first meets Cindy in the old people's home.
Yeah,
what's the politically correct
nursing home.
I didn't say nursing home. And he goes over there, and he's like, hey, I didn't steal that money. He's like, I know that it looks like I just stole that money, but I have a job, a job that can take girls out like you. And it was just so, like, cute, because I would have, if someone said that to me, a line like that, it's done. I'm over with it. Like, I'm gonna go out on a date right now. We're leaving my grandma. We're going right now.
Yeah.
And she just shuts the door on him. But it was just like those little scenes like that where they just have that chemistry just coming through. And then the bus, when they're on the bus, and he sees her, and he's just like, he kind of puts his head down, and he's like, oh my God, like, I can't believe she's right there, like, fate, whatever, what have you. And so there's so many other scenes too, when, and when they get married, just little shots that are very memorable, that are beautiful pictures in my mind. So yeah, gosh, I can keep going.
Okay, cool. God, that scene towards the end where they're showing them getting married, juxtaposing that with their final moments in the film, just kind of just broke me. It's interesting that you say that you've watched this multiple times, because it's such a devastating movie to me. Like, I finished it at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and when it ended, it was just like, I've never like watched a car wreck, but I would imagine it would feel similar to that, like watching just an abrupt car wreck out of nowhere. Like, right. It's just like, well, great. How many times have you seen the film now?
Maybe 10 or more times.
Wow.
Yeah.
10 or more
through
times.
Through the years, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
No, I mean, there's, it might be a little bit sadomasochistic. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it's a great film. It's just for me, I just couldn't. I think I could like watch sections of it again, but I don't know about the whole trip through. I guess this is a good segue into what scenes are the most, I guess, searing or intense in a negative way. I know some that immediately stand out, like the way that she sort of just ignored. Oh my God, there's a lot to talk about with this movie, but the way that she sort of just ignores him, Ryan Gosling, on the bridge, and he's about to. This is something I would have done, but like he climbs the fence and he's like, "You gotta tell me." And she's like, "I'm pregnant. Get down." And she's just like, "Oh, it's not yours." And he's like, it's not. And she just like walks off. Yeah, that scene's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think maybe the worst scene, it's kind of a tie. It's sort of between when Bobby comes through while Ryan's at work and just beats the hell out of him, and the scene where Ryan, at the end, he shows up to Cindy's work and it's just a pure meltdown. I'm not sure which one's worse to me. They both make me feel just. It was a literal struggle to get to those parts, but those two are kind of like a two-way tie for me. I'm not sure. For you?
I think, yeah, the scene where he's at. It's a build-up of everything. I think that scene of them just fighting at her workplace is a build-up of the whole movie. And, it's, since this is spoilers,
It's drenched with spoilers.
I quickly just want to say that, she had a boyfriend prior to which was Bobby, prior to Dean, and they got pregnant. And Bobby never even knew that she was pregnant. I don't think he ever knew. With what they've showed, they don't ever hint to the fact that she told him. Like, it looks like she never talked to him again, because they meet up at the grocery or the liquor store, whatever it is. And you just see she's very distancing. She distances herself from Dean. We don't know. So in the movie, it almost makes her look like this bad guy. She's the cause of the issue. She's the bad person. And I think, like, and I don't know what you think about that, but, like, Dean's an alcoholic, I'm assuming, because they've brought that up a few times, that he gets drunk, he goes to work drunk.
Yeah, later in life, for sure.
Later in life. And who knows if it's because of the pressure of having a child young, but he was a man. He stood there, he took her in, knowing that Frankie wasn't his child. Like, and I don't know how old they were, if they were in their, like, early 20s, because it was college. And he's kept this, and he's, loves both of them, equally. But it's just one of those things where she just pushes him away. And I wanted to talk about this too, was the shower scene, which it's really, really important. So I'm sorry, I'm talking about this, like, I'm saying a lot, but I'm going to ask you what you think of this too. But
no problem.
So in movies, when they have sex scenes, I feel sometimes that they are kind of unnecessary. It's just for show, like to bring in the audience. It's cheap. But I feel like in this movie, the sex scenes were very important in this one. They showed specifically because, and I don't know how, I don't know how much I can say, because it's pretty, I don't know. It's pretty, not bad, but it's important to say. But the sex scene that happens there's two parts, and he is pretty much pushed away.
Yeah, I mean the sex scene. I think it was important, like in the future room, because it shows how distant they've become as a couple. I mean, it's not. There's nothing romantic about it. There's nothing sexy about it. It's like it's just furthering the fact that like even sex they can't even connect there anymore. Like even that in itself is a struggle for them, along with even trying to eat breakfast in the morning. Like in the first sequence, where he and Frankie are sort of like eating, I think it was like cereal or oatmeal off the table or something like that. Like some crazy people. But yeah, I thought it was important just because it shows how broken they've become for sure. Things like that I think make the sex scenes sort of appropriate with how
Right.
explicit they are in the movie. So
Right.
I would agree for sure.
Yeah, I think that like, and I don't want to like make this channel like dirty or anything, but I think because of the certain scenes, they wanted to make it an NC-17 rating, and so they fought it for a while, and I guess it's rated R, and it's mostly because it was a female receiving something, and so it's controversial. We don't have to get into that, but
Sure.
it was very, yeah, I think it's super important in the movie. It's very it's not cheaply done. Let's just say it's not something that you're going to be like, oh.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and Lord have mercy, where are we? God.
I was just going to say, I just want to get to like the final two,
Yes.
final two subjects here. All right, this subject. Who do you think is right or wrong in this film? Like just in general. Like for me, this is something that I kind of struggled with because at first I honestly wasn't sure because I mean when you look at Cindy, I mean she kind of comes from this like abusive father, or at least he seems that way. Could be wrong. And she kind of bounces from one guy into Ryan Gosling and gets pregnant unexpectedly. And Ryan Gosling sort of is there for her as a father. And it's almost as if like she treats him like he was just this temporary sidekick or something, like this wingman who kind of accidentally became her husband, ironically. At least that's kind of how I took it. Almost like if you've seen Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, very similar to that, where the main character, Katherine Heigl, she's kind of like just at a club, and Seth Rogen and her get together one night, and they accidentally have a child together, and they're kind of stuck together. That's kind of almost how I viewed their relationship through her eyes. And with Dean, I mean, some of his faults are that he never intended on getting married, ever. He kind of just like did it on the spur of a moment, And unfortunately, when he got older, I guess whatever aspirations he had before, they kind of just died. So he kind of became stagnant, drunk, a little bit bigger on the belly maybe, balding, doesn't really care how he appears, no future goals, kind of aimless, actually. Almost doesn't even seem to care for his health in general. So, yeah, just those two I think they're both wrong. I don't think it's one-sided, Thoughts on that?
You said a lot of things that were very important to say.
Just trying to highlight their faults. I think they're both equally at fault. I don't think one sort of
Right.
above the other. It's very similar to Iron Man and Captain America and Civil War. I mean, they're both wrong, really, at the end of the day. I mean, you can side with one, but they're both wrong. Or, well, I don't know. What your thoughts?
I agree with you on that. I feel like, especially like unless he's physically just beating the living hell out of her every single day, or she's doing the same to him.
Yeah.
They're just two people trying to make it work, and they both equally have done things that they shouldn't have done. Her more so sometimes, like it's more blunt on her end, and maybe it's just how it's filmed, because it's almost sometimes we missed a huge gap of their life. We don't know if he's cheated, we don't know if he's done this or that or lost jobs, we don't know. Maybe that's why she's so pissed, you know, and she's just tired of him. But you know, they both, equally, they both, the thing is that he does make a point of like, look, I didn't want to be a dad. I didn't want to get married. I wanted to do this, but I love it. I love doing this. And then we remember how she wanted to be a doctor. She was going to school to study to be a doctor. So she had huge dreams. And coming from her household where obviously, her dad was abusive and her mom was abused and was very, very, very submissive, and she looks like she didn't want to be like that. She talked to the grandma about that a lot, about have you ever been in love, what was true love, and they have a lot of questions in that movie about that. So I think she probably feels upset that she didn't get to that place, and it's not Dean's fault though. You know, we all do things that we make mistakes, and we have to live with that consequence, you know? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, she's made him out to be the scapegoat. I don't know why. He didn't knock her up.
True. I don't know. I go back and forth with it. And like the one scene in the car where she just abruptly, out of nowhere, she's like, oh yeah, I've seen Bobby back at the store. Huh. Yeah, how silly. And he's just like, okay, how'd that go? Why? What? What do you mean? What did he say? And she's like, oh, it's nothing, blah, blah. And he's like, why did you wait till now to tell me? So she's like, oh, it's whatever. I don't know, he's just being the same asshole. You know, he's fat now. You know, I wouldn't worry about it. He's just like, what does that mean? You know, and it's just like the whole time I was watching, I was almost just like this, like, oh, shit. Great. Oh man, that was bad. But on the flip side, like I thought she was just like tripping. I feel like she should have just neglected that. Just slide that under the rug. Like Bobby, Bobby who? What you mean?
Right, exactly.
She just messed up that whole atmosphere in the car. But on the flip side, though, it always goes back and forth. Like with Dean, him eating the cereal off the table with Frankie in the beginning, while it's cute, at the same time, like when you think about the future room, and he's just like with the daughter, I could imagine times where like he's man-childing like that at like the worst possible times, and how that could mount over time. So yeah, it's sad, but yeah, it's like
I know. No. There's so much to talk about with
so much. Good God. I guess let's go into the final topic, the key ingredient, which is what happens after it fades to black. And this is something I spent a lot of research on, and I don't know. I don't know who's gonna go. I guess since I'm speaking, I'll go first. But for me, will they get back together again? Because it ends in an open for interpretation sort of way. No. Look, I mean, they were a really cute couple, and I think they had such fantastic chemistry. But maybe it's just because I've seen. I don't know. It just they should not get back together. I think it's over. Even if they wanted to get back together, I mean, think about, let's say like that day, she caved in. She's like, oh yes, what was I thinking? Let's stay together. Oh my God. Think about like when she goes to sleep that night. Her dad being locked out of the house, when he needed his respirator or whatever, because they're arguing about, oh, please don't divorce me, or Dean's a drunk now. He's balding. He has no ambitions, none. He's just like, I'm just gonna be a dad and be a dad. I get to drink at 8 a.m. in the morning. Like, not to make this one-sided, but like, there's nothing. When she was like, I have nothing here for you anymore, I took her literally. All right, I took her like it was not. I don't know. How do you feel about this? I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I thought about this for
go off on a tangent.
I thought about this for a long time, and honestly, it's a bad idea. I mean, maybe if I even considered like, well, maybe they got some counseling and they took space from each other. But even with that, like, how much space are we talking? I mean, I feel like the amount of space apart that they would need, by the time it got towards the end, let's say they were like, hey, let's give it 4 months. By the time 4 months it came, she's probably off with Joe, and he's probably, I don't know, off with Sally or some shit. You know, I mean, I think it's over. They should not get back together. For God's sakes. For it to get that bad, this is like worst case. This is beyond worst case scenario. I'm gonna stop though.
You can keep going.
It's a bad idea. It's, God,
so
please stop.
So you don't want them to be together, and you're hoping that it just.
No.
Yeah.
I know it's messed up, but just bite the bullet. Like it's
not their first time
yeah.
breaking up or getting to that point, obviously.
It's so hard to say that, since like it seems so promising, but I mean, for it to get that diluted over time, like, oh, good God.
She laid her hands on him. Okay, so
he came up to her job. Okay, the scene where he comes up to the job drunk, and like you find out that like it's gotten so bad that she's already begun to tell other people at work.
Yeah.
Like, think about this shit. All right, like this is why I found out it was a bad idea.
It's about to get real right now.
It's about to get real, because the reason why I thought it was a bad idea is when I stopped thinking of them as characters, and I thought, oh, what if I was Dean? Then it sort of clicked, for me, at least. I know there's some of you who are like, no, they just need counseling, blah, blah, blah. But no, when I imagined myself as Dean, I was like, oh, shit. Shit just got real. Like, the people at work resent this man. He's there drunk. He straight up knocked out the doctor dude. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. He's like, have you been emailing my wife? I was like, I was almost looking for a drink myself. I was like, damn, is there a shot of whiskey somewhere?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5. So, I'm just going to stop. But, yeah, your thoughts.
I mean, like I said, God. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be, if I'm in a relationship and everybody at your work knows our business, that's, first of all, red flag. No one needs to know unless there's abuse or whatever, you know. But if no one needs to know, oh, he did it again, like, you know, that's so wrong for especially a marriage, because a marriage is very special, and you've got a child. It's not like a boyfriend girlfriend thing. So yeah, at that point, he had no idea probably that she was doing this, and he did know about the doctor inappropriately emailing her, which I do like that part too. But how sad was it where she just starts hitting him and he just lets her, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that is so, like, it was so real. That was a very heartbreaking scene. It's hard to watch, actually.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's someone that you love. Like, imagine hitting someone you love. Like, I don't know. It just, Yeah, that was a big scene. And then him telling the doctor, "What are you made out of, a glass jar?" Because he couldn't get back up.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, well, you can't take this? I mean, come on. Um,
Yeah. So this is about who's at fault,
just,
or
do you think they'll get back together?
oh, right. We passed that. They. Oh man, I feel like I don't want to answer it because they left it open.
True.
I do agree with you, though, that maybe they shouldn't be together because it's always going to be in the back of their minds. It's not going to help them, and we don't know how long they've been suffering, how long they've been together. It's hard because divorce is not something that you should just do. In my opinion, like, people live their lives, but in my opinion, divorce is, when you're married, you're married. Try to work it out as much,
Sure.
Again, no abuse, no, none of that. But shoot, like, yeah, I know that the director says that it was just another day in their lives, but it's almost like you said, it's open for interpretation almost. So some people take it and I've seen people talk about this, or in the comments of the movie or the trailer, they'll say he left them, or they didn't get together, or they split up, and then some people will say no, they got back together. So it's like each person takes something differently out of it. Mm-hmm. But I think at that point, maybe they do need a really long break, or because it seems like he always lures her right back in with, "I'm so sorry, I'll change. I'm so sorry, I'll change." And she's like, I've had it. Like, stop. Like, that's manipulation in a way. Like, he just keeps doing it to her, and she's, like you said, she has no more left for him. She doesn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The other scene that really gets me is when, after they get into that argument and they get in the car and he throws his ring.
Oh, yeah.
But then he gets out of the car and he goes in the bushes, and that music, the music that comes on, and then she comes out and she helps him.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that kind of shows, that almost gives this, like, there is a possibility of hope for them, because
yeah, I saw him.
Not you're like, no.
I'm just like, nah, it's bruh, come on. But no, there's also a moment where someone had mentioned in a forum where they're in the house at the very end, and she says something like, I just need some space right now, and someone like took that literally. I mean, man, this is like beyond worst case scenario. I've seen some terrible. I mean, like, I've seen a relationship that was kind of similar to theirs, where like the guy was extraordinarily controlling, and like it was just always like a screaming match, and like borderline physical abuse. Not like, I mean, it got close at times. Close, like, damn, is he about to throw her through a wall right now? Like, it got close. And then their situation, this movie is leagues worse than this. I mean, like, oh my gosh, it's just like a horror film. Like I was saying, like an emotional horror film. Like, this is, good God. I mean, maybe they could, but I'm just gonna say hail to them all. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. See each other still, but not like in that, for the sake of the child. You know what I mean? Not like romantically or relationship-ish, not marriage-wise. Just for the sake of the child, and just stop for both your sakes. Man. Yeah. About to get this woman fired.
Yeah. She was fired, I think.
Maybe.
So you're done here to her, but God, I don't, talking about it does make it just so depressing. Like,
if I was one of them, it doesn't matter, gender wise. Fuck, I could be Cindy as well. But if I was sitting there one of them, like just going back the next day, like just no.
Yeah.
Good God.
Hey, yeah. I don't know. And wasn't it funny? We were gonna do this on the 4th of July or the day after the 4th of July, and then we realized that the movie was on the 4th of July or something like the time frame or something like that. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, we're originally gonna review this 4th of July because the last moments of Ryan Gosling walking down the street, it seemed like it was 4th of July in the film. That would have been a bizarre. That would have been unplanned, people. That would have been
right. I mean, yeah, it was not planned. It was totally unplanned.
Yeah.
But then we realized, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
That would be an insane coincidence, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And Frankie, the little girl, I think she did a great job too. Like her acting was really great. For a little girl, like very believable. And it was pretty heartbreaking for him to push her away at the end. She's crying for him, and yeah.
God, just stop. Just unplug. I'm sorry to crush some of you guys' dreams who are like, oh, I hope they get back together. Hell no. Pull out the cord. Stop. It's over. It's been over. For some reason, y'all just like kept going for some reason, but like it's over. All right. He even kind of gave that last attempt with the Future Room, which failed. Oh. It almost turned into like The Shining. Just stop.
That's so true. Oh God, we can't even get into that. Gosh. But yeah.
Right now we are at the 50-minute mark.
Oh no.
So, not bad, but hey, it's for you fans. I mean, we done did it for you. All right, we've come through. But I guess any final thoughts? I guess final thoughts for me. I think the film is a 10 out of 10. I think it's a genuine piece of art. There's just something so visceral and searing and just intense about this film. It's kind of like unlike any relationship film I've ever experienced. Unfortunately, it's definitely not my favorite romance because this shit's just way too grim for me. I mean, fuck. I mean, just watch this over and over again. How about no? But I will say it is maybe the most unforgettable romance movie outside of my favorite one that exists. Like, I cannot think of any other romantic film that I can recall so vividly. It's kind of spooky, this movie. I don't know why Derek decided to pursue this film, but I'm glad he did. Even though I might sort of be traumatized by it, but I do enjoy it a lot. 10 out of 10 for me. I think it's a masterpiece. It's heavy stuff. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is that I honestly think, it might be kind of fucked up, but like at least for seniors and juniors, I feel like this is a film that should be played in high schools, honestly, because it shows you what can happen in a relationship. Sometimes relationships end in a train wreck, legitimately. And I think, not only that, I think it's important to watch this film younger, which might sound weird, but because I think people can view romance wrong getting older. They might have these idealistic, exaggerative, Hollywoodized version of like love, and no, I mean sometimes it can go sour real quick and real young too. So I think this film would be a great wake-up call for people who are younger before they try to like get into marriage or whatnot. I think it would be important. I know there's like the sex and the cursing, but personally, at my idea, the Jorrell Academy high school, we'd be playing the shit out of this film to wake some of y'all up for you guys end up like Dean and Cindy.
Right.
That should be like the tagline. Like, don't end up like Dean and Cindy. Straight up. That's how you know they should not get back together. Who would want to end up like these two? Think about that. So those of you who are like, oh, I think they should get back together. Who would want to end up like that? You. Anyway, your final thoughts?
Well, I agree with that. It should be played in schools. That's probably better than what they do put on in schools. But yes, final thoughts. Yeah, my favorite movie. I'll watch it again, even though Jorrell can't watch it again. I'll continue to watch this.
I might try. It's
a good reminder, like you said. It's even at my age, I think it doesn't matter. Love, everyone loves, and when you get lost in love, you forget what the realities are. And I think that was maybe at this point, because like I told you, I watched this movie in different stages of my life, of different ages, and watching it, I think the two most important parts are this. You got Dean and Cindy talking to two different people, two older people, about what love is, what is true love. And both the older people say, hey, there may not be, or I never found it, or, well, you don't really know her. And so it's very interesting. So it's almost like we get lost in this whirlwind of, oh my God, this is a perfect person. And then we end up, hopefully not a lot of people, but God, I mean, there's a lot of people who do end up in these loveless marriages. And it's sad, but maybe Derek Cianfrance has felt that before. He's seen it before.
Yeah, I think he is like a child of divorce.
Right. So that definitely plays. And I just want to say he hasn't done a lot of movies, but he's like one of my favorite directors. The way he films movies is, if I were to ever film a movie, it's exactly how he would do it. I mean, he just is it's so different, and so real. But this movie is a perfect 10 out of 10. The score, the cinematography, the acting, everything is perfect. And yeah, it's like a car crash, but it's a beautiful car crash, and I think everyone should watch it at least once. And gosh, yeah, I mean. And the last part of it, like you said, we were talking about when they are basically saying their goodbyes, like we're thinking they're breaking up, and then they're also showing when they're getting married, and they're both crying in both scenes, but they're crying for totally different reasons. One is tears of joy, now one is tears of sadness, and just what marriage doesn't fix everything. You know, some people think, let's get married. I'm getting really real. I'm so sorry. This is marriage 101. I don't know what love 101.
It's a deep movie, honestly. It'll wreck you for sure. So if your audience, my audience, whoever watches this doesn't take anything away from this movie, just see that we are so invested in this conversation that this is a fabulous movie. Like, if we're talking for like a long time, so there's so much. Yeah.
Go watch it.
So definitely go watch this film. Let us know your guys' thoughts on this film down below. If you love it to pieces like we do. And yeah, just let us know your feedback. Definitely check out Aman's YouTube page. She is a fellow YouTuber. I'll include her information in the description box and in the comment section down below. And other than that, I think we're gonna sign off here.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Until next time, guys. Peace.